I read this recently, and I believe it, but I don't know how you feel about it, that Basic Instinct is the most paused, has the most paused moment in movie history. In all of movie history, it is the most paused moment.
What moment would that be?
It's towards the...
I'm uncertain what moment we're talking about.
It's actually the credits. People really want to know who the cinematographer is. No, but it's such a, that's all of movie history. Thousands and thousands and thousands of movies. You have that moment. That's just incredible.
I'm popular too.
Yes, you are. You get recognized. We have a photo here of a young fan that recognized you, and I have to ask you, this actually happened on the street. Tell us the story that happened behind this.
He was across the street, and he looked at me. He was so stunned, and I thought, oh, okay. And then he walked over and he goes, this is going to seem very creepy, but...
He didn't even expect to run into you. He was just walking around wearing that shirt.
In Israel.
In Israel. And then across the street, he sees Sharon Stone.
There I was.
Yes. He must have thought he's hallucinating.
Yeah, and I was like, we have to take a picture. In this case, I think, yes, we have to take a picture.
I think so.
So cute.
You get pursued by a lot of young men. A lot of young men pursue you.
It's the baking.
It's the pies, is it really? Okay. Is that true, though? You find that young men are just...
looking for pie?
A real theme going on here.
Yes, Conan.
This isn't me doing this. I'm asking legitimate questions. This is all you're doing, I tell you right now.
I've heard that.
And you prefer, is this true? You prefer foreign men to American men, is that true? These are legitimate questions.
Do you have someone to propose?
Why, I don't know if you know this, but I'm of Spanish descent. Yeah, my name is Conando. Yeah.
I could tell that by your swarthy demeanor.
My swarthy complexion, yeah. I am the whitest man that ever lived.
You are kind of a snake's underbelly.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah. I think that was meant with love.
Yeah.
We're Irish. It's really pathetic.
I didn't realize that. We were talking about, you're Irish, but you're carrying it off. You can tan. You're Irish, but you can tan.
Yes,
right?
I look like the first pancake off the griddle. I've just got like freckles and spots everywhere.
No. You have an absolutely beautiful complexion.
Oh, stop it.
Okay. But seriously, it is that kind of...
You're pale.
I'm a very pale man, and this is what you're seeing right now this is 7 hours of makeup hosed. They get a hose that paints a car and just fire it at my face. So you're actually getting the nice treatment.
Which part of the Celtic land are you from?
What do you mean? The part where they're depressed and they drink. Is there another part?
I'm from the potato famine part.
Us too.
Like,
yeah. We came over just before the Civil War. We came over, and they said one day if we work really hard, one of our descendants will be on TV and make an ass of himself.
And look, it's happened to 2 of us.
We have enough eggs to make 6 tons of mayonnaise. Let's get started. Our next guest is one of the most, she's the star of one of the most talked about people. We're going to stick with one or the other here. Our next guest is one of the most talked about people in the movie business these days. She is the star of the controversial hit thriller Basic Instinct. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome back to the program, Sharon Stone. You look great. You were here on this program once before, weren't you? How long ago was that?
It's been probably about 2 years.
2 years ago.
Total recall.
Total recall. And in those days, you were a movie star. You were an actress who made films, and you were a movie star. But now you're like a blockbuster. You're a megastar. You're a big deal. You're just like a skyrocket.
Pretty weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any trouble adjusting to that?
Yeah, it's sort of weird. I mean, Friday I was this actress who, okay, I could maybe get a job.
Yeah.
Monday was like walking down the street and we go, Sharon Stone! I go, what?
People startled you, didn't they?
They scare me a little because they yell my name and then I don't know, Do I know you? Should I know you? Did we go to school together? Are you my cousin? Are you a killer?
Now, is it people, I guess, now this is not a dumb question, obviously people are recognizing you from this film because it's your most recent work. Now, does that pose any problems? Do they think that you're goofy, that you're nuts, that you're dangerous, that you're a psycho killer yourself?
Everybody calls me Miss Stone. Miss Stone. Hi.
So they're very nice to you then. They're treating you with respect.
They're a little scared.
What was it like making this film?
It was fun. It was a long shoot. We shot 5 months in San Francisco and Carmel and LA.
What about that Michael Douglas guy? How's he?
He's pretty good. Pretty good guy.
Did you get along all right with him?
Yeah, I did. I mean, we read a lot of stuff in the paper. Well, I read a lot of stuff in the paper every day now about this other life I never known.
You find that there are reports of your activities in newspapers that are not necessarily based in reality.
Yeah, I saw one the other day that said that this actor had come up to me in a club and given me his phone number, and I'd ripped it up, thrown it on the ground, and said, "I'm out of your league, cowboy."
And that really hurt my feelings. So I phoned it right in. But that didn't happen.
No.
Yeah, but it's a good story. I like that you're out of my league, cowboy. That's an excellent touch. And when you made it, now people are saying that there's a lot of exciting, sexually explicit material that did not make it into the final cut of the film. Is that true? Is there a lot of really good stuff someplace? I don't mean that what's in the film is not really good, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Is there other things floating around? Yeah. And was it difficult to do that kind of work on a soundstage in front of, technicians and guys walking around drinking Diet Pepsi? And
well, the crew was really a lovely group of people.
Of course they were. I'd be lovely too if I was in on that. If I thought that's where I'm going to work today, I'd be a prince.
I read in another one of these rags that it was so steamy that it turned into a 400-person orgy, but Miss Stone was so worked up she had to go to a trailer. I'm like, how come I get worked up and go to my trailer?
Right. No, I think, yeah. They asked you to leave.
Yeah, you have to go now.
But now, I mean, I understand how people would fantasize about that kind of thing, and they would exaggerate just to sell magazines and newspapers and so forth. On the other hand, if you think about it, what must have been involved seems very awkward and perhaps uncomfortable.
Oh, it's incredibly dumb.
Yeah.
It's just dumb. I mean, you do love scenes, and you're so close, you have to keep moving so that the camera can see you, and you have everything orchestrated, and everybody moves all together, and the technicians are there, and then, of course, because you've got your director going, okay, roll over now, turn now, lean up now, kiss now, this, so you have to go back in and do the sound later.
Yeah.
So you're standing alone in this room with a microphone in the dark, watching this black and white, grainy, messed up print of the film going by, and you're going, yes, the thing I'll cut. I took my mom to one of those looping sessions so that she would know that it was so benign. She like sitting there going.
Now you didn't talk Mom into helping out, did you? Let's take a look at a clip of this film. Do you want to?
Okay, yeah.
Man, I can't. I was stunned there for a moment with the sound effects. So that's what it's like, huh? I'll be darned. Hey, she's here now. Stop it. Do you know what we're going to look at?
I think we're going to see a piece of the interrogation sequence where I play a murder suspect. Michael's brought me in for questioning. He's the police detective on the case. And these are 5 somewhat lascivious guys that I'm toying with.
You've sort of captured them in a manner of speaking. Here we go. Sharon Stone, The Basic Instinct. Watch closely.
I like men like that. Men who give me pleasure. He gave me a lot of pleasure.
You ever engage in any sadomasochistic activity?
Exactly what did you have in mind, Mr. Curran?
It's very exciting, very provocative, very, it's got a nice sort of gritty, edgy feel to it.
I don't know. Every time I see it, it gets funnier to me.
Really?
Yeah, I get going like, and then what?
You do it very nicely, though. And you have lovely, lovely legs.
Why, thanks, Dave. I heard you were kind kind of a leg man.
Well, it's part of my job to call attention to the obvious every now and then. And now you're going to be the big host of Saturday Night Live. How are things going up there?
Tomorrow night. Yeah. Oh, great. It's such a blast.
A lot of funny things happening on the show?
Yeah. You know, you go to the read-through where everyone comes in with their ideas for scenes.
Yeah.
I would say about in 97% of the ideas, I wasn't wearing anything.
You kind of have to give them that, you know? I can understand
you darn
that.
jokesters, you.
Well, congratulations on the big blockbuster film, and have a lovely time tomorrow night. Good to see you again. It's Sharon Stone. Kids, we'll be right back with John Bell.
So, what did you pay Nelson?
Isn't he the policeman that you shot, Shooter?
What if I ask you not to call me a shooter? Huh?
Okay, what if I call you Nikki?
My wife called me Nikki.
Yeah, I know, but I like it. Cheers. My friends call me Catherine.
What did Bobby Vasquez call you?
Bitch, mostly, but he meant it affectionately. Do you have any Coke?
Well, there's some in the fridge.
It's really not the same thing, now, is it?
Where's this going? What do you want from me?
Say, what do you want from me, Catherine?
What do you want from me, Catherine?
I brought you something. Well, aren't you going to say thank you?
What's it about?
It's about a boy who kills his parents. They have a plane, he makes it look like an accident.
for me. Beginning to feeling good. You want to hear a little blues from me? You want to hear a little blues from me?
Would you tell us about the relationship you had with Mr. Boss?
I had sex with him for about 1.5 years. I liked having sex with him. Johnny wasn't afraid to experiment. I like men like that. I like men who give me pleasure. He gave me a lot of pleasure.
Did you ever engage in sadomasochistic activities with him?
Exactly what do you have in mind, Mr. Corrigan?
Did you ever tie him up?
No.
You never tied him up?
No, Johnny liked to use his hands too much. I like hands and fingers.
You describe a white silk scarf in your book.
I have a fondness for white silk scarves. I have a very vivid imagination.
But you said you'd like men to use their hands.
No, I said I like Johnny to use his hands. I don't make any rules, Nick. I go with the flow.
Did you kill Mr. Boss?
I'd have to be pretty stupid to write a book about killing somebody and then kill them the way I described it in the book. I'd be announcing myself as the killer. I'm not stupid. Tired.
Well, it must be time to beat that machine, isn't it?
Well, if I were guilty and I wanted to beat the machine, it wouldn't be tiring. It wouldn't be tiring at all.
Why not?
Because I'm a professional liar. I spend most of my waking hours dwelling on my lies. For my writing. I love the rain, don't you? You took a polygraph test after you shot those people, didn't you?
Yes, I passed.
You see? You're both innocent.
You know all these things about me.
You know everything about me?
Only about this police business.
You know I don't like to wear underwear. Don't you? Right.
So, what did you pay Nelson?
Isn't he the policeman that you shot, Shooter?
What if I ask you not to call me a shooter? Huh?
Okay, what if I call you Nikki?
My wife called me Nicky.
Yeah, I know, but I like it. Cheers. My friends call me Catherine.
What did Bobby Vasquez call you?
Bitch, mostly, but he meant it affectionately. Do you have any Coke?
Well, there's some in the fridge.
It's really not the same thing now, is it?
Where's this going? What do you want from me?
Say, what do you want from me, Catherine?
What do you want from me, Catherine?
I brought you something. Well, aren't you going to say thank you?
What's it about?
It's about a boy who kills his parents. They have a plane. He makes it look like an accident.
Why does he do it?
See if he can get away with it.
When did you write it?
You mean, did I write it before my parents died?
Yes.
No. I wrote it years afterwards. So you're not going to stop following me around now that you're not on duty anymore, are you?
No.
Good, I'd miss you. Try not to kill yourself over there in the meantime.
Okay. So, what about Nielsen?
You won't believe me.
Well, try me.
I paid $50,000 in cash for your psychiatric file.
When?
About 3 months before I met you.
Why?
Decided I wanted to write a book about a detective after I read about you in the paper. I wanted to get to know my character better.
You paid $50,000 for your character.
I'd have paid more. I want to know everything about you. And then Johnny got killed and you came down here and it gave me a chance to get to know my character better.
What about last night? What about the other night? Was it also to know your character?
Maybe I don't care about the book anymore. Do you believe me? Did that convince you? I would.
Ladies and gentlemen, from Basic Instinct, Sharon Stone.
Well, this is the first time I've ever spoken in public about this, but I feel that there is a need for closure. Yep. Basic Instinct was one of the more controversial films of the past 20 years, and in retrospect, much of it was over one small scene and a camera angle that has been freeze-framed and examined over and over by hundreds of thousands of men. I speak, of course, of the famous scene where you can see every detail of Michael's bare ass. Has that man no shame? There. Now that I've gotten that off my chest, we can look back at a period in a wonderful friend and a great actor's career, where he starred in a number of films that take the time to examine the often scary, sometimes treacherous, perhaps deadly, and very risky relationships between men and women.